fun to talk about the question of the day, which is, what are you doing with what God has entrusted you with?
Yeah, and in the Bible, Jesus tells his disciples a parable in Matthew 25 called the parable of the talents, and he explains how we should all use the talents that he's entrusted us with.
Yeah, so we thought it would be fun to kind of recreate that parable. So check this out and see some people who use what God has entrusted them with well and others who do not. Check it out.
So I would describe myself as somebody who likes to express herself creatively with multiple mediums like oils and clay and paints and watercolors and ink.
Yeah, I would definitely describe myself as someone who is funny, fun to be around, creative, but I'm also a bit of a gamer as well. I really enjoy playing video games and think it's something that's fun to do. Yeah, how would I describe myself? Athletic and sporty are definitely two words that come to mind, and something that I think is something that would describe me pretty well and something that I enjoy doing.
I think God has gifted me uniquely by giving me the ability to create things that reflect his creation.
Yeah, I think God has given me some unique gifts. I think that he's given me the ability to problem solve, but I also think that he's given me a unique ability just to see people who need friends. And I think part of that comes into play with video games in the way that I can play video games and use video games to reach new people. You know, I don't really think about how God has uniquely gifted me. I am who I am, and I'm just going to do what I want to do. And I have certain talents, but that's because I work hard, and I'm okay with that.
I'm kind. I can be a bit petty and thoughtful. I've been told a couple times that I have a strong leadership gift. Funny, happy, and encouraging. A lot of people say to me that I'm pretty good at encouraging them.
Smart, introvert, and funny. I can make people laugh.
So over the past 5 years, I have tried a few different things to try to use my skills of my talents of art to help other people. And I have invited other people over to my house and just painted with them and talked with them and drawn with them, and it's led to some really cool, interesting conversations about who God is and what he created, because lots of my artwork, as you can see, has to do with creation and nature, and so we talk a lot about what God created together.
So I think it was really important to use my enjoyment of playing video games and my skill at video games, and so at school I would try and befriend other people who didn't have a lot of friends, and I would use video games to invite them over to my house, and we would have video game nights and video game parties where we could talk and just form friendships and become good friends, which enabled me to tell them more about who God is. 5 years later, I think I've used my skills to just enjoy playing, and I don't know, I don't think I've really thought much about 5 years later, I think I just used my skills how I wanted. I didn't really give it much thought or time or energy to think about how I could use what God's given me. I've just kind of done what I wanted to do. So as you saw, some people use what God has entrusted with them well, and others have not. So the question for you is, what are you going to do with what God has entrusted you with? Both for today, tomorrow, and 5 years from now. Think about that.